We have a lot of people that were scamming our country.
Surrounded by his cabinet, President Trump warned that far deeper cuts are coming than the ones imposed so far, including potentially a 65% budget cut at the Environmental Protection Agency, which safeguards the nation's air and water.
This country has gotten bloated and fat and disgusting and incompetently run.
Just before he spoke, a memo went out to all government agency heads instructing them to undertake preparations to initiate large-scale reductions in force, consistent with applicable law. What is applicable law? Can they just fire anyone they want?
No, they can't just fire anyone they want.
Jim Eisenman is a labor lawyer who represents federal workers.
Agencies are allowed in certain circumstances to conduct reductions in force. If there's a lack of money, lack of resources, lack of work, the longer you've been in a job, the greater the chance you have of staying in the job.
In federal court today, U.S. Special Counsel Hampton Dellinger argued Trump hasn't followed the rules for firing newer workers. Dellinger's job is to protect federal employees, but the White House is trying to fire him.
We believed that this mass firing of probationary employees, based on the first complaints that we received about it, is in violation of the law.
At his cabinet meeting today, President Trump lavished praise on Elon Musk, who has rankled some cabinet members by making cuts in their agencies without their buy-in.
Is anybody unhappy with Elon? If you are, well, throw him out of here. Is anybody unhappy?
Musk argued his work has come at a personal cost.
And taking a lot of flack and getting a lot of death threats, by the way. But if we don't do this, America will go bankrupt. That's why it has to be done.
And Nancy joins us now from Washington at the White House. Nancy, give us a sense of the timeline for this next wave of cuts.
Well, John, according to this memo from the OMB, the agencies only have about 2.5 weeks to submit their reduction in force plans, which is a very tight time frame when you consider that most of these cabinet secretaries have only been on the job a couple of weeks themselves. They're still getting to know their agencies. Then they're going to have a proposed 30 days to plan for the cuts, and then by law, they have to give employees 30 to 60 days notice of the reduction in force. So if they stick to this schedule, we could be looking at major cuts as soon as May or June.
Nancy, Musk said today, you know, we're going to make mistakes and we're going to correct them. But a main criticism of these firings is that they've been just simply too fast, all of which brings us to what happened at the VA today.
Right. So it was just a couple of days ago that the VA secretary was touting $2 billion worth of cuts to contracts. But now all of those cuts have been put on hold after lawmakers complained that they were going to affect everything from veterans' cancer care to doctor recruiting. Going forward, the VA now says they will only be cutting things that are not mission critical.